Hello and welcome to your YouTube channel for locum CRNAs. I'm John Wildy and I'm here to talk to you about different topics for the locum CRNA, 1099, and independent contractors. Well, if you're just starting out and tomorrow you're starting your 1099 position and you probably just signed your contract today. So we need to go over what things you need to do right away. So I want to take some time and just kind of go over a quick video of some of the first few things that I would do if I was just starting out today due to this crisis. Well, the first thing I would do is take a look at my contract, and the contract is probably coming from some agency or something like that, but I would make sure that the agency is credible, has been around for a long time, and doesn't have any known issues or problems as far as payment or taking care of the people that they are employing. So I would look at my contract, I would read it through thoroughly, and if I had any questions, I would make sure I clarified them in writing. I would do an email back and forth with the person that is your recruiter and make sure that I understood my contract and everything that was in it. So first and foremost, I would look at my contract. Along with looking at your contract and seeing what's in it and knowing what's in it, I also want you to think about is your payment 1099 or is it W-2? Is this going to be a business for you, or is it a one-time thing just to cover and pay the bills and it really doesn't matter because all you need is income? Believe it or not, that does matter, and I want you to be thinking about that as you go through. So are you setting up your business, or are you doing this as a one-time independent contractor? You're not going to set up a business in your state or your foreign corporation because you are going to another state from your state. For example, if you made your business and you live in Virginia but you go to New York City, you either go as a foreign corporation as a part of your own entity, or you go on your own under your name and under your social security, and both do have tax and other implications. So you really need to at least think about what those things are and what you can put away or do, or how you can structure this to where you're not penalized more on your tax side. And if you have an accountant, this is something that you really need to be talking to your accountant with, and not just a quick rush decision into the frying pan here, because it's not just work at this point. This is also business and a contract. So I definitely want to, reiterate, you want to talk to an accountant. You want to figure out if you're doing a business, 1099, W-2, and how are you going to shelter any of these funds? Is part of it going to go into retirement? And if so, do you have the structure set up to put that money into a retirement vehicle? Especially now that the market is down, it might be something that you want to consider putting more money into, as it either goes down or potentially in the future might go up. Of course, we don't know anything, but it might be a consideration if you're going to be making more than you normally would have. And we have some benefits coming down the pike with all these different tax incentives and government programs and everything else that may or may not be coming. So it might be a consideration for you to consider the business versus personal implications of 1099 or W-2. Make sure that your contract says whether you're going to be paid as a 1099 or a W-2 employee. If you have any benefits, then 1099 does not apply. And benefits are not the housing and food stipends and that kind of thing. Benefits are health insurance, payments to your retirement from the agency itself or something like that might be more of a consideration for a W-2 employment. W-2 is, of course, a typical job versus a 1099 is contract work. Finally, I would just suggest put everything into a spreadsheet, every expense, every item that you're doing, when you start, when you finish, how many days you worked. I would put everything into a spreadsheet just so I had all that information, because in the future you're going to need it, from your per diem to miles driven to what car you used, how long you used it for. If you have an office in your house, make sure you have the sizes, the bills that go along with it, any of your needed equipment as you are on the road and or at your facilities, anything that you paid for or purchased on your own. Make sure you keep all the receipts, keep everything that you do. Put it all into a spreadsheet and kind of keep it tucked away somewhere, because as you get closer to time to filing taxes and everything that you might need, you want to be able to reference back to it. So even if you don't have time to set up all your business systems, set up QuickBooks or some other kind of a payroll or anything else, you really just need to have everything in one central location. So I would put all of my information from the contract to timesheets, anything that you file or give to your agency. I would have it all in one set of emails and one set of email folders, because if heaven forbid something not go exactly as you planned it, and you need to reference back to that information, or somebody else needs to reference back to that information, everything that you do, you should keep your records, try and keep it all in one central place. That way you can access it in the future. I know this is quick, down and dirty. It doesn't have everything that you ever need about it, but it is some considerations if you fell into locums and you just started tomorrow. I'm John Wildy from locumcrna.com. I hope this helps, and I'm going to try and get this out there pretty quickly to you. Thank you. Bye.